The lifeless body of the poor girl, Ndidiamaka, lay on the ground. The entire event had transpired in less than 10 minutes. They left her lying in a pool of her warm blood, not even fleeing the horrific scene. Moments later, her spirit slowly peeled away from her body and stood beside the corpse, observing the reaper who was waiting to accompany her on the journey home. The journey was long and tortuous. Ndidi's spirit looked down at her corpse, never having seen such a terrible sight. She couldn't form any words, and the painful memories of her death played on her mind. The thought of how she was killed by her sister and the raw hatred she saw in her eyes during the evil deed haunted. Suddenly, images flashed through her mind, like a movie projector. She had waited for the crown prince at the spot her sister Adora had told her he would be. She clutched the beads Adora had given her.
Take this, it is from the prince, and he had asked that you wear the beads when you meet him.
In anticipation, and with the patience of the biblical Job, Ndidi had waited for the prince at the appointed place and time, but there was no sign of him. Tired of standing, she decided to sit under the large locust bean tree. The evening was growing darker, and the night crawlers had begun to emerge from their hiding places. Ndidi finally decided to go home. She couldn't wait any longer, and her heart was a little broken. What could have made the prince ask her to meet him, only to forget his appointment? She waded through a river of thoughts, resolving to head home. As she took a step to leave, the sound of footsteps greeted her ears from the opposite direction. Her heart leapt for joy, thinking it was the prince and his attendants, and to her surprise, she saw her sister approaching, accompanied by a frightened, hefty, strange-looking man carrying a lantern. And Ndidiamaka hurried to her.
Sister,
Ndidi called.
what are you doing here? You said the prince would be here waiting for me, but he hasn't shown up.
Adora looked at her with a stern face.
I lied, he wouldn't be coming.
Adora answered. The smile on Ndidi's face faded.
What do you mean you lied, and he wouldn't be coming? Who is this man with you?
Ndidi asked.
The man that will kill you.
What? Kill me.
Ndidi laughed sheepishly, thinking Adora was joking, but suddenly tensed as even the hairs on her body stood up. The look in Adora's eyes was scary and murderous. She knew then that Adora wasn't joking.
Why? Why will you kill me, sister? We are family, we are family.
And that is what makes everything harder for me. It's my curse on earth having you as my sister.
Adora retorted, with her hands on her hips.
What have I done? What did I do that you want me dead?
A soft sob escaped in Ndidi's voice as she looked on, trembling like a leaf in the wind.
Everything. Always standing in my way, been the admired and loved one. I work so hard to get people's love and attention, but you do nothing, absolutely nothing, and still have their favors. I had to compete with you in everything, and yet you win effortlessly. I work so hard making myself better, yet you stand in my way.
Emotions consumed Adora's voice as she became choked with anger.
Sister, please, Adora.
Ndidi called.
I am not finished yet. You know my dream has been to become the crowned prince's bride. You know how much I wanted the position of his princess. All these while you have silently made mockery of me, watching me model myself in desire to be future queen of Esise kingdom. You had seen all the efforts I have put in to be recognized as a worthy bride for the prince. How did it happen that the prince chooses you over me? How did you do it? Snatching the only dream I have nursed in this life. Were you laughing at me all these while, knowing all the while that he is your man?
Adora yelled.
Sister, I swear by the gods that I didn't know the tramp I met on my way to the palace for bridal selection was the crown prince. I swear, believe me.
Don't you think you have brought this misfortune on your head by pushing me hard to take this action against you, erasing you from my path forever? The clan and home to which the prince must enter and chose his princess from had already been decided. If I kill you now, then what choice will he have not to marry me?
Adora, listen to me.
Ndidi cried.
I swear upon Mother that I will give up the place of the princess for you. Please don't do this to me. I will tell the prince that I can't marry him. You can have him.
Adora grew more infuriated.
You totally underestimate me, sister. He loves you and he wouldn't give up on you even if you tell him you don't want to be with him anymore. I don't beg for what I want, I take it with force, if I have to. I will have him love and accept me if you disappear.
What about Mother? What will she say if you kill me? She will curse you. She will certainly disown you, sister. Will you be okay with that?
I have already cast my family away, Ndidiamaka. I cared less about what Mother would do if she finds out the truth someday. Until then, she would obediently believe you absconded the kingdom with your lover.
Adora, you can't do.
Wrong, I can do anything, and even worse. Goodbye, sister. In our next world may our paths never cross. Udi.
She beckoned the unkempt, hefty man with her, who he turned his head from side to side, looking even more murderous at Ndidi. Ndidi hesitated, then took off. She heard her sister calling out to her.
You can't hide from him, Ndidiamaka. Save us all the energy, and let us be done with this.
Ndidi ran, as far as she could, hiding from corner to corner. After a long run, she was caught by Udi, but Udi waited for his mistress to meet up with them, before ending her life.
I told you it was a waste of time.
Adora continued.
You will never get away with this. I beg you to end this madness. I promise to shut my mouth up. I will tell no one about this.
Ndidi pleaded, falling to her knees. Adora stepped closer, her expression unchanging. She leaned in and planted a kiss on Ndidi's forehead.
Go safely, sister,
she whispered, before stabbing her sister twice in the neck. Blood poured out as Ndidi took her final breaths. With great difficulty, she uttered her last words.
Even in hell, I will hunt you.
She gasped, before collapsing and breathing her last.